Number 200. I'm on number 200, YouTube Live Yoga Routine every morning at 5:30 to 6 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, Arizona time. So this morning, I was reading a quote from Wayne Dyer. And this quote made me think about yoga and how we learn to see the world when we get off the yoga mat. So the quote is sort of long, so let me go ahead and read it. One of the most important decisions you'll ever make is choosing the kind of universe you exist in. Is it helpful and supportive, or hostile and unsupportive? Your answer to this question will make all the difference in terms of how you live your life and what kind of divine assistance you attract. Wayne Dyer. In other words, the way you see the universe, the world, existence, determines how the world reacts to you. This is the law of attraction. So if you see the world as, what did he say? As, my phone is messing up, as helpful and supportive, in return, you will receive helpfulness and support. And if you see it as hostile and supportive, in return, you will experience hostility and unsupportiveness. That's a word. I don't even know if that's a word. If it's not, then it is now, because unsupportiveness is what you will receive. It's a noun. So what you give to the world is what you get back. That's the essence of the quote. And this is basically the concept of the law of attraction. And how I understand the law of attraction in the way of the yoga philosophy is that everything already exists. So helpfulness already exists, but you may be closed off to it. But when you're receptive and you're open, you'll see that helpfulness and that support. And your mind starts seeing it that way. So when you're positive, you will see positive things. It's just like when you buy a new car, for example. You've never seen this card. Can't speak this morning. I've been up since 2 a.m. actually, writing a paper. Anyways, so this is the first time I had words come out my mouth for 3, 4, 5, 3.5 hours. So when you buy a new car, for example, you don't see that car on the road ever. You haven't seen it. Then all of a sudden, the car is everywhere that you just bought. You see it here, there, and you're like, whoa, everybody has my car. But the cars were already there. You're just open to seeing it because now you have a car. The same with positivity. If you have positivity, you focus on positivity, you're going to see it everywhere in the world. And in return, you will get positivity in your life. So, with me butchering that quote from Wayne Dyer, because words have not come out of my mouth for 3.5 hours, we're going to begin yoga. That's part of yoga, man. Sometimes I like messing up because this is part of the process. 200 days in a row I've been doing yoga. Well, I haven't done yoga yet for 200, number 200. So today, we're going to do 6 Sun Salutations, and we're going to move through them quicker than we usually do. We usually hold the poses, and then we really focus on our breathing, becoming aware of what's happening in the so-called static pose. So-called static because you're still moving. Even if you're stable, you're still slightly moving. But today we're going to do 6 Sun Salutations where we're focusing on the breath and letting the movements become a form of a moving meditation. So you focus 100% on the breathing, and that heightens your awareness and lets you feel the movements. And it all becomes a moving meditation, which is awesome because when you get off the yoga mat, you continue this form of a moving meditation throughout the day. So your day becomes a moving meditation. So we're going to open up. When you're opening up in a pose in the Sun Salutation, you're inhaling as much as you can, and then you release, and then just focus on the breathing. And then when you close up, which is the counter pose, you're going to exhale all the air out, get all the air out, and then release, and then just focus on the breathing. And that's the process. You focus on that. The only time you don't do that is when you're opening up in the standing pose. You just inhale, and then you exhale going down. Every other pose, you're inhaling or exhaling as much as you can, and then release, focus on the breathing. And I'll lead you through this. So let's go ahead and begin. Make sure my mat's good. So feet are shoulder width apart. Toes go up. Spread the toes as wide as you can. My mat feels crooked. Knees are bent. Hips are tilted. Arms are relaxed. Shoulders are relaxed. Neck is relaxed. And you're just focused on the breathing. 100% focus on the breathing. Thinking of nothing else but of the breathing. Now in the mountain pose, you're going to lengthen up. So lengthen up the skeleton, pull yourself up, and then let the bones sit on top of each other as if you were just your skeleton. You're trying to find that spot where the skeleton is just standing by itself. No tension anywhere. And it's stable. What I mean by stable is that it's not static, but you're going with the little wobble. So if you're wobbling a little bit, you go with it. You don't fight against it. Your body may wobble. Don't fight it. That's not yoga. That's force. That's trying to be somewhere. Just let it happen and find that stability in the wobble, in flexibility. So when you're off the yoga mat, this is a mindset that you're gaining. You're stable, even though you're moving throughout the day. Something makes you go this way, you don't fight it, you go with it. That's how you live your life after you gain this mindset on the yoga mat. Now bring the palms together, thumbs to the heart center. Push the arms out, up and back. It's the first stretch. See, I can't even speak yet. And then exhale. So you inhale, exhale. Palms go to the calves, elbows into the sides of the legs. It's the first bend, so go nice and easy. Exhaling all the air out. You are pulling yourself down and in. Foreheads go to the knees, and then release. And just focus on the breathing. Thinking of nothing else but of the breathing. Then palms to the sides of the feet. Left leg is back. With the low lunge, top the foot to the floor, knees to the floor, hips are square, back is arching. You're inhaling. Make sure the front knee's not over the toes. Inhale as much as you can. Then release. And then just focus on the breathing. Thinking of nothing else but of the breathing. Then you're going to go to high lunge just for a second or so. So knee goes up, toes in the back curl, and then downward dog. Exhale, get all the air out. Arms are straight, legs are straight, tailbones to the ceiling, heels are towards the floor. No tension in the neck, so the head dangles. And then release. And then just focus on the breathing. Now you're going to slide into the upper dog, drop down to the knees and the chest. You slide up, tops of the feet are to the floor only, palms are to the floor. You're opening up, you're inhaling as much as you can, and then release. Now, if you need to modify this pose, you go to hands and knees, arching the back, doing the cow, or you do the small cobra where you're on your belly. Palms are touching the floor, but you're not using them. You're pulling up with the back muscles. The back muscles are pull muscles. And then back to downward dog. Exhale. As you exhale, get all the air out. Arms are straight, legs are straight. And then release. And just focus on the breathing. Think of nothing else but of the breathing. Then left foot is up between the hands into a low lunge. With a low lunge, top the foot to the floor, knees to the floor, hips are square, pushing forward diagonally, back is arching, front knees not over the toes. Inhaling, and then release. And just focus on the breathing. You're letting the Sun Salutations become a form of a moving meditation. Then go to high lunge, curl the toes under the back, knee goes up. And then standing forward bend, pull yourself in and down, get all the air out, forehead's going to the knees. And then release. And focus on the breathing. Palms together, reach out, up and back, inhale. Then turn the palms out, push the air down and out, exhale. Again, inhale. Then exhale, hinge forward for the lower back. Reaching out, going down, palms to the calves, elbows into the sides of the legs. Exhale, get all the air out. And then release. And just focus on the breathing. Think of nothing else but of the breathing. 100% focus on the breathing. The palms to the sides of the feet. Left leg is back. Low lunge. Opening up. Feeling opened. Inhaling. And then release. And then focus on the breathing. You're focusing on the breathing the entire time. But when you release, that's where you're just the breathing. And then downward dog, exhale. Get all the air out. Go into the pose as deep as you can. Then release. And just focus on the breathing. Then you slide into the upper dog. Drop down to the knees and the chest. Slide up or modify the pose how you have to. Feeling open, inhaling. And then release. And just focus on the breathing. Then back to downward dog. Exhale, get all the air out. All the air leaves. And then release. And focus on the breathing. Then left foot is up between the hands, opening up, knees to the floor, low lunge, inhaling, and then release, and focus on the breathing. Standing forward bend, pull yourself in and down, get all the air out, and then release, and focus on the breathing. Then palms together, reach out, up and back, inhale. Then turn palms out, push the air down and out, exhale. 4 more, inhale. Then exhale, hinge forward from the lower back, pull yourself in and down, get all the air out. Then release and focus on the breathing. Now, when you're in the pose, you're becoming one with the pose. So even though you're pulling yourself in and down, for example, in this pose, it's almost like you're not because you're becoming one. Left leg is back, opening up, low lunge, inhaling. Inhale as much as you can. Release and focus on the breathing. And downward dog, exhale, get all the air out. All the air leaves. then release, and then just focus on the breathing. Slide into the upper dog. Inhale as much as you can. Then release, and then just focus on the breathing. 100% focus on the breathing. Think of nothing else. So all you're thinking of is the breathing. Downward dog, exhale. Get all the air out. All the air leaves. Then release and focus on the breathing. The left leg is up, low lunge. Inhale. Inhale as much as you can. Then release. Then focus on the breathing. Then standing forward bend, get all the air out. Pull yourself in and down. Then release. And then focus on the breathing. And palms together, reach out, up and back, inhale. Turn the palms out, push the air down and out, exhale. And inhale. Exhale, standing forward bend, get all the air out, pull yourself in and down. Then release. Focus on the breathing. Left leg is back. Opening up. Low lunge, inhaling. Then release. And then focus on the breathing. I just realized I had my heater on still. That's not good. I got to do my downward dog. Exhale, get all the air out. So it might sound release, then focus on the breathing. You might hear a buzzing sound. Maybe not though, I'm not sure. It's a good test though. Inhale, inhale, upward dog. Inhale as much as you can. Release, and then focus on the breathing. Stay focused, Charlie. Stay focused. It's supposed to be an example. Example of how to mess up. Downward dog. No, an example of being a human being. A human. Release and focus on the breathing. Left foot is up. Inhale. Low lunge, inhale as much as you can. Then release and focus on the breathing. Standing forward bend. Exhale, get all the air out. Pull yourself in and down. Release. And then just focus on the breathing. Palms together, reach out, up and back, inhale. And then exhale. 2 more, inhale. Exhale, hinge forward, pull yourself in and down, get all the air out. And then release and focus on the breathing. Left leg is back, low lunge, opening up, inhale. Then release, and then focus on the breathing. Downward dog, exhale, get all the air out. Then release, and focus on the breathing. Slide into the upper dog, inhale. Inhale as much as you can, then release. Then just focus on the breathing. Downward dog, exhale. Get all the air out. And release. And then focus on the breathing. And left foot is up between the hands. Inhale. And then release. And focus on the breathing. Standing forward bend. Exhale. Release. Fix my sock. And focus on the breathing. Palms together. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Pull yourself in and down. Get all the air out. And release. And just focus on the breathing. Left leg is back. Inhale. And release. And then just focus on the breathing. Downward dog, exhale. Get all the air out. Release. And focus on the breathing. An upward dog, inhale. And release. And then focus on the breathing. Downward dog, exhale. And release, and then focus on the breathing. Left foot is up. Inhale. Then release. Then just focus on the breathing. Standing forward bend. Exhale. Get all the air out. Release, and then just focus on the breathing. Palms together, reach out, up and back, inhale, then exhale. Then you're going to go to mountain pose. Remember, with mountain pose, feet are shoulder width apart, knees are bent, hips are tilted. And just finding that spot where the skeleton is just standing as if you were just your skeleton. And just focus on the breathing. Now, we're going to do 2 more sun salutations. I'm going to take off my socks on this one. Take off the socks. I bought these socks during Black Friday. It's called Black Friday? Anyways, $5 for like 12 of them. That's the only thing I bought. Socks for myself. Because it's all about me. Me. Just joking. I mean, it is all about me. The world is all about you. Be true, be you, man. Okay, gotta focus. So we're going to do 2 sun salutations. Now these sun salutations, we're going to move with the breathing. Now when I teach this in a on-site class, we all follow the same breathing. So some people may be inhaling and can continue to go, but then we go into the next pose. So you link up together. Eventually, the whole class links up together. It's kind of cool. But so since no one's watching this video anyway, this is how you do the 2 sun salutations to follow the breathing, to let the sun salutations to become a form of a moving meditation. So when you're off the yoga mat and you're moving throughout the day, you're staying in a moving meditation, having a mindset that is in a meditative type of mindset. So You're going to inhale as much as you can as you open up. And I'll lead you through the poses and the breathing. And then when you close up, you exhale as much as you can. And that's how the Sun Salutations work. They're counter poses. So inhale, opening up, going into the pose as much as you can, as far as you can. And then exhale, closing up, getting all the air out, pulling yourself in, getting yourself in the pose as far as you can. And then the next pose is inhale, then exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. That focus on that breathing lets that movement become more than just movements. It becomes a form of a moving meditation, which is, in my opinion, the beauty about yoga. Because when you're off the yoga mat, you're moving. And what you learn on the yoga mat is to meditate while you move. Cool. Matches perfectly. So, think of nothing else but the breathing. So, feet are shoulder width apart. I don't know why I yelled right there. I don't know why I did that. Mountain pose. And we're just going to do 2. And just focus on the breathing. Palms together, thumbs to the heart center. Push the arms out, up and back. Inhale as much as you can. Then exhale. Exhale all the air out, standing forward bend. Get all the air out. Push all the air out. Then inhale, left leg is back. Low lunge. Inhale as much as you can. Going into the pose as much as you can. Then downward dog. Exhale, get all the air out. Really, really push into the pose. Get all the air out. Then upward dog, inhale as much as you can. Modify the pose how you have to. Then exhale, downward dog, get all the air out, push all the air out. Then left foot is up, between the hands, low lunge, opening up, inhaling. Then exhale, standing forward bend, get all the air out, push all the air out. Palms together, reach out, up and back, inhale. Then exhale. Inhale, last one. Exhale, standing forward bend, get all the air out. Pull yourself in and down. Left leg is back, low lunge, inhale. Then exhale. Get all the air out. Then inhale, upward dog. Inhale as much as you can. Downward dog, exhale, get all the air out. The left foot is up, low lunge, inhale. Then exhale, standing forward bend, get all the air out. Palms together, inhale. Then exhale. Then the mountain pose. Remember, in mountain pose, you're finding that spot where the skeleton is just standing. So lengthen up and let the bones sit on top of each other and just focus on the breathing. You're finding that spot where stability is. So stability, again, does not exist in making the pose be stable as stable as you can, because the pose moves regardless if you think it is or not. Stability is in going with the pose. So if you're wobbling a little bit, you go with it. You don't fight against that. That's not yoga. Fighting is not yoga. You go with it. You have to go with it because in yoga, you are one. You are one with everything. So if something makes you move, you go with it because you're one with whatever made you move. Even if it's a thought. Say a thought, I'm thinking about a second cup of coffee. Really am. And that makes me wobble a little bit. I go with it. I accept that I had that thought and then I get back on track. That's how yoga works. We're just going to stay here a little bit longer. So just focus on the breathing. Watch yourself breathe. Remember, you're already breathing automatically. So you're just watching it. palms together. Namaste. That's it. That's number 200. Made the 200 mark. So I have completed 200 yoga routines for 200 days straight. Live at 5:30 a.m. every morning. So I have 165 more to go. I can do the math on that one. I usually try to do the math when it's like 178. And then I was like, how many I got left? I can't do the math. I can do the math if I took maybe 2 minutes, but that takes too long. So I have 165 more to go. Cake. And this is why it's cake. It's because it's become part of my day. It's like sleep. I sleep every day. You know? It's part of my day. I've dedicated myself, committed to this, and I will stick with it. Now, things will happen, maybe. Things do happen. But hopefully, inshallah, it doesn't. I continue to do 165 days in a row. And that's the goal. That's the goal. That's one goal that I have for myself. Does it matter to anyone else? Nope. No one even cares. Look, I have nobody even watching this. So nobody cares for real. Because nobody even knows. But the goal is the essence of that small goal that I have that determines how I view life, like I mentioned in the beginning. The essence starts with the small goals. That same determination in that small goal can exist in a bigger goal, can exist in this situation, that situation, this commitment I make to my wife, this thing I tell my children that I'm going to do, and I do. It's all learning a quality of how to do things in life. So that's what it is. There's depth to it, man. Anyway, so I will see you tomorrow at 5:30 a.m. Arizona time, Mountain Standard Time. So namaste, peace and love. Well, I had my chair showing the whole time.